In every competitive scene, certain players stand above the rest. Their skills and flashy clips earn respect. Their reputation earns attention. But what the community sees has always been a facade, and this is their reckoning, the consequences of the falsehood revealed. Ace, also known as XAC3Q, began playing Hive scrims around 2019 or 2020. For most of his career, he was considered a legitimate player. He was skilled, respected, and had even won multiple Treasure Wars CVC tournaments, which only added to his reputation. But then roughly 3 to 4 months ago, after becoming more involved in the Skywars community, his improvement was sudden. Like 1 week he had lost 6-0 to top players, but shortly after he was keeping pace with them. Some players noticed the change, but most did not speak up. Ace had been a legitimate scrimmer for years, and that history earned him trust. Over the years, he had accused countless players of cheating whenever he lost to them. The hypocrisy of his own sudden rise is clear. At one point, a friend sent me replay IDs showing Ace using modifications such as velocity or timer in a free shop 1v1. I clipped the most suspicious moments, but the replays themselves were never leaked. Eventually, it did not matter. Ace was caught through his own footage against Corruptn and through his quantum prevent logs in a comp fight. At that point, the conversation changed because the evidence came from his own actions. XAC3Q's trust delayed the questions, but the evidence does not wait. Background footage credits to CRSE shows Ace blatantly reaching and/or hitboxing. The truth about Flames A's. Flames started out as a sumo player around 2022 to 2023. During that time, he was reportedly exposed for cheating, but the community did not take it seriously. Those early allegations were ignored and his reputation remained intact. A few months later, Flames became the #1 NA Skywars player in early 2024. During that period, he was exposed again by our friend Sneaky Beret. Once again, it was overlooked and largely forgotten. Flames eventually quit the game after losing his #1 title to Coolin, and the cheating allegations faded from memory. In the months that followed, more clips emerged, including evidence sent by Kyle Canario showing Flames cheating. Once again, these were ignored. Flames continued presenting himself as a chill, humble, and nice player, while privately engaging in snaking friends, cheating, lying, and manipulating others.
He returned toward the end of 2024 and quickly climbed back to the top of the NA leaderboards. He maintained this position for about 3 months, until allegations surfaced again. A clip showed him blatantly cheating against a player known as RBJ. Flames played it off as trolling, and most people moved past it because it happened in a public game.
A few days ago, Flames went as far as manipulating Poultry into giving him his Discord account. Poultry thought Flames was chill and that they were friends, which was dumb on his end but doesn't justify Flames' actions. After logging in, Flames transferred ownership to Cabbage to take control of a server I had given Poultry, despite him having nothing to do with the drama. Blame was pushed onto Zendiax to cover Flames' reputation. This shows a side of Flames his public image never reflected. The truth about Zero Glitch YT. Zero Glitch YT is someone I've already spoken about enough in the past, so I'll keep this brief. Instead of repeating myself, I'm showing who he really is through clips of him cheating and manipulating situations behind the scenes. He presents himself as a clean, respectable player, but behind the scenes, he's aligned with players who cheat, defends behavior he publicly condemns, and manipulates situations to his benefit. Some of the more recent clips aren't included yet. They're on my PC, which is currently broken, but what's shown here is enough to reveal the truth about his actions and persona. Zero being racist.
I'm gonna die, you niggers!
Why would you die? Why would you continue
I
to do
fell, I
that?
spilled my fruit!
VFJLQ, the facade. Savage Cabbage, also known as VFJLQ, is a well-known competitive Skywars player and top 5 all-time contender. He pushed the idea that he's the best, and friends around him believed it. Reputation, however, isn't reality. Cabbage, like many others, myself included, has cheated in the past. Multiple insiders confirmed he resumed cheating 3 to 4 ago alongside Ace. Flames, his best friend, told me he cheated in their comp fight. Myself and others said the same after fighting him, knowing how blatant it was. It's just hard to prove it because of how low his ping and cheats are. Cabbage heard rumors about Yakura cheating and got mad about it because he didn't want to be under a cheater on all-time lists, so Ace sent him cheats because Cabbage wanted to quote-on-quote test something. Around 2-3 months ago, he resumed cheating, which gave him the confidence to start fighting players like Yakura and others he had previously avoided. Before that, he dodged me for nearly a year after our last competitive fight, where he lost badly on his own region. That avoidance ended only after his cheating resurgence, which allowed him to step back into competitive fights he once avoided. A few days ago, Cabbage played on swim.gg and was finally banned by the anti-cheat for using timer, the same cheat his friends told me about, finally confirming the allegations. His settings were 1.01 timer and 3.01 reach, subtle enough to excuse as drag clicking, exactly why there aren't many clips of him cheating. The pattern and timing all correlate perfectly. He also pushed the narrative that I was a cheater for over a year, repeatedly trying to expose me and damage my reputation. Ironically, those who worked hardest to label me a cheater are now tied to the same behavior, sometimes even worse. The truth can't be hidden forever.